Welcome to Sacred Pathways to Wholeness. I'm Pamela Bridgeman-Bartell, and I'm grateful that you're here. Guided by Isaiah 50:4, this podcast reflects on the ancient pathways established by the biblical ways that sustain the weary and lead us toward healing and wholeness. Today, I'm going to speak about grief, not to explain it away, but to honor it. The scripture tells us in Psalm 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit. And in Lamentations chapter 3, verses 31 through 33, it reads, though he brings grief, he will show compassion, for he does not willingly bring affliction or grief. Grief is often treated as something to move through quickly, quietly, and privately. But Scripture treats grief differently. It does not rush it, it stays near. Grief teaches us that we have loved someone. It exposes what mattered, and it humbles us into deeper compassion for ourselves and for others. Sometimes grief arrives like a wave, sudden, strong, and uninvited. Sometimes it comes like a slow ache that sits in the background of everyday life. And sometimes it surprises us. A song, a scent, a date on the calendar, a familiar place. And suddenly your body remembers what your mind was trying to manage. Grief is not a failure of faith. It is evidence of attachment, love, and meaning. It is what love feels like when something precious has been torn away. And grief is not linear. There may be days you feel steady, and then a day when everything feels tender again. That does not mean you are back at the beginning. It means you are human. It means you are healing in layers. God doesn't stand at the distance from a grief. He draws near. Psalm 34 does not say that the Lord is close to the strong. It says he's close to the brokenhearted, close to the crushed in spirit, close to the ones who can't find the right words. There is a holy difference between carrying grief and being crushed by it. Carrying grief is honoring love while learning how to live again. Being crushed by grief is when sorrow isolates you, silences you, or convinces you that you can't go on. If that's you today, hear this gently. You were never meant to grieve without support. Even Jesus wept. Even Jesus asked others to stay near him in his sorrow. And there is something sacred that grief can teach. Not because grief is good, but because God is present within it. Grief can teach us tenderness toward ourselves. When we are tempted to judge our own pain toward others, when we don't know their hidden burdens. Grief can teach us patience because deep love cannot be possessed on a timeline. Grief can teach us truth about what we valued, what we needed, what we miss, and what we feared losing. And sometimes grief teaches us to pray differently, not with polished sentences, but with breathing prayers, tears, silence, and simple honesty. If you're listening right now and this resonates, I want to invite you to stay connected. Take a moment to like this episode and leave a comment, subscribe and share it with others who might need it. Your engagement in this helps more hurting hearts find this space and helps us walk this sacred path. Before we move to applications, let's take a short guided pause. If you are able, I want you to take a breath right now and let it out. Inhale and exhale. Now gently place your hand over your heart or your chest, if that feels comfortable, and simply name what is true sacredness without fixing it. You might whisper, Lord, I'm grieving, or Lord, I miss them, or Lord, I feel overwhelmed, or even, Lord, I don't know what I feel. I just know it hurts. Now breathe again, slowly, and invite the nearness of God, not as an idea, but as comfort. A simple prayer might be, God, draw near to me. Be close to my broken heart. Hold what I cannot hold alone. Ask yourself gently, what loss am I still carrying? Not just who or what I lost, but what the loss changed. Routine, identity, safety, hope, belonging. Where have I rushed myself to be over it? Where have I used pressure instead of compassion? Where have I tried to perform strength while privately unraveling? What might grief be teaching me about love? What does this grief reveal about what mattered most? What does it reveal about the kind of connection my soul was made for? And here are two additional invitations, very practical, very gentle. What do I need today? Right now, not forever. Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need to drink a glass of cold water. Or maybe you need sunlight. Maybe you need to text one safe person. Grief becomes heavier when we demand that today carry the weight of the future. What is one small way to honor my loss? Write a brief note to the person you miss. Create a book of remembrance. Create a small ritual, a prayer, a memory, a meaningful verse. Not to cling to the pain, but to honor love with intention. One more truth. Some grief requires support beyond private strength. If your grief has begun to feel dangerous, if you feel numb, hopeless, and unable to function, please reach out to a trusted professional, a pastor, a clinician, or safe support person. Grief is sacred, but you don't have to carry it alone. May the sovereign Lord draw near to you in your grief. May compassion meet you where words fall apart. And may healing unfold with tenderness and time. If this space has been meaningful, you're invited to subscribe and continue the journey next time. And if you'd like encouragement between episodes, please visit Amazon and check out uh, journals and devotionals that I've created for hearts in every season, offering scriptures and reflections and gentle daily guidance. Until next time, may the Lord be close to your broken heart, and may you feel his nearness even here.